Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. I decided to go live here from Biloxi, Mississippi. I'm staying at the Courtyard Marriott, but my flight doesn't leave until later. And I figured this would be a great opportunity to sit with you all and talk about some of the panel questions we got over the weekend. And I feel like they needed an extended answer. We only have a certain amount of time to be able to really talk about it. We have an hour, we have a lot of questions. And one of the ones I want to there's a couple that I want to dive in with. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nikki Adamkowitz. I am the Sassy Subber. And if you met me in Biloxi, you know I'm a ball full of energy. But you know what? Currently, we're drinking cocoa juice. And we are going to do this. So a couple of the questions is, how do I price things? And that's kind of a tricky road to go down. But more importantly, the question that I loved the most was, how do you find your passion? Well, let's find your passion in a niche settings. So if you are new to watching me here, here's how this goes around here. Put in the comment section where you're from and put hashtag Sassy Subber, the Sassy Subber, right? Put hashtag the Sassy Subber, SUBBER. And that lets me know you're watching me live right now. Now, if you put in there hashtag rewind, it means you're watching me later in the afternoon. I'll probably be on the plane by then, but let me know you're watching me live and let me know where you're watching me from. I would love to know where you guys are currently watching me from. And if you are just new here, I want you to say, hey, I'm new to your page, your channel, all of the things. So let me know that. I have nobody behind the helm this morning. It's just me. So you get me and you and a cup of coffee. I'm still an hour behind East Coast Standard Time. So it's 10:20. Here in Biloxi. So finding your passion. How do you find your passion? That was probably the best question. And here's how we're going to do that. So every business has its ebbs and its flows, and every business also evolves as their business evolves. As you go through your business, you come out of the gate just swinging. This is what you love to do. Let me give you some scenarios that'll help you better understand all of these things, right? And we had a young mom of three, and I apologize for the noise in the background. We had a mom of three, and she's like, I don't know if I can go all in right now with my job. And I said to her, and I go, okay, it's okay to pull back. She goes, I'm raising three littles, but I also don't know exactly like what I should be doing, like work-wise, right? Then I had an older lady, and she says to me, I don't know, Nikki. I feel like I've lost my way. I don't know what to do. I have the best solution for this, and it's all based on the season you are in your life. So that mom of three is in little season, right? She's going to be doing things that are going to focus around her children, because those are going to be the people she hangs out with. That's going to be her demographics. That's going to be her clientele, because she's got three littles. If they're into sports or they're into dance, they're into cheer, theater, whatever they're into, maybe they're preschool moms, maybe they're elementary school moms, right? Maybe she's going to be that PTA mom. She's going to be focused on young family life. So that's going to be her clientele, right? Whereas the older lady, she's in her retirement years and she's looking to travel, right? So the people she may be able to go to are those who are retiring and traveling. Why? Because that's where she is in her stage in life. And that's where she's going to find her most joy. Where the young mom is going to find her most joy around being around littles, right? And having that young family. This other one's already raised her family, raised her babies. She may have grandchildren, great-grandchildren at this point, but it's still a different vibe. Most times you're not going to see an older generation who's already raised their kids, their babies and whatnot, still knee deep into softball, baseball, and all of that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, and I'm not saying it can't happen. It absolutely can, right? But you're going to see that they're not in that season. So they kind of lose touch with the trends, the colors, the ins, the outs, all of that stuff, right? And one of the questions that the older lady said, well, how do I know what trends are going? See, I don't want you to necessarily, even though we talk about trend reports, and I do my trend reports all year long. You're going to see me do my Christmas trend report. Just kind of gives you an idea. While I do sit there and I talk about trends, I don't want you to be so hyper focused on trends. I want you to be more focused on your passions. What brings you joy, right? I'm at a sweet couple. I love when I get to meet couples on my trips because I get to watch them work together. That's such an amazing thing because honestly, my husband does not help me in my business just because he doesn't know a lot about it. And well, crafting's not his thing. Will he help me peel film off of things? Will he help me package? He absolutely does. And now that I've got my laser, he's a little bit more into it kind of thing. So that's cool. But really, that he has his thing, I have my thing, and well, happy spouse, happy house, right? So this amazingly cute couple were just here in the lobby with me, and they were picking my brain. And in talking to them, they just don't know where to start. They don't know where to go. I found out she was a nurse, and I found out he was a woodworker, carpenter, in construction. And he has a CNC machine, and she has an embroidery machine, and they want to get into sublimation. And after going around and around and having conversation, I said, you actually just told me your passions and the niches you could potentially sell your stuff to. Gentleman looked at me, sweetest Southern gentleman, and he goes, Nikki, we didn't tell you anything, but you did. You did. You told me how much you absolutely loved being a nurse. And she goes, yeah, I loved being a nurse. And now that I'm not a nurse anymore, I mean, I did all these things and I could run all these people. And now I feel like I can't do anything and I've lost my way. I go, but you didn't lose your way. You just stepped out of that role and you still know that nurses love X, Y, and Z for the things, the shirts, the lanyards, they want the cups and all that. She just looked at me. And you saw the flicker above her head, right? Her husband then looks at me and I said, you were in construction and you could make stuff for small businesses in construction because you know exactly what they need. You were in the field. So you're a little more well versed. You could actually talk the talk and walk the walk. And his little flicker went. I said, now let's set that all aside. You two can combine both of your passions and both of the things you work on. He likes woodworking. She's in the sublimation and an embroidery craft. I go, you can combine both worlds. Absolutely. And then the light bulb went off. I said, I would love nothing more than to be the fly on the wall on their car ride home, because she wanted to just write down all the things and his mind was absolutely blown because, lots of still conversation there. This is just snippets of it. The girls last night that I sat with, Karen, she is very green into embroidery. And she's standing next to me and we were ordering our food. And she was thinking, what is sublimation? So I stand there, give her the most generic version because she has no clue and I don't want to overpower her with all the amazingness it can be. And she had this quilted wallet. I said, well, I can take a picture of your shirt, print it on fabric, and make you a matching wallet out of fabric with my embroidery and sewing machine. You're going to do what? I can print out of my printer, add my heat press, put it on some fabric, the print from your shirt that I'm not going to be able to find anywhere else, and go print off a pattern and make you a wallet. No! I go, yes. So the thing is, Karen sat here and stewed on it. A few glasses of wine later, she looks right at me and she goes, "So you mean to tell me?" And that's where it all went. So she didn't realize all the amazingness that she can do outside of still doing quilting and sewing and embroidery. She didn't realize any of that. And she's like, "I can add to this?" Absolutely, you can. See, you're going to find your passions in some of the strangest places. You're going to find them because of the season that you're in, your hobby, things that you could literally talk the day away. I don't know if you know what my passion is, but I bet you could answer me and the passion is, because I get super excited about it. And I can literally just tell you about it. I can own it. I can sell you on it because it's something that I feel here. And as long as you can feel it here, you can sell anything. I don't want you guys to go, "Well, I need to sell this because everybody's selling this." Quick FYI, no. If you don't want to go sell baby products because, well, you're not in that season and it's just not something that brings you joy, then don't go and sell it. If you hate making tumblers, then go and say, "No, I'm not going to do it." You don't have to do all of the things. Sure, can you sample them all to find out what your thing is? 100% true. 100% true. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to go find the things that bring you the most joy. It could be playing cornhole with the guys. It could be doing your crafting guild, right? Whatever it may be. Maybe you like to paint. Take pictures of your paint. Put those paintings on a mug. Put those paintings on a puzzle. Put those paintings on fabric. Whatever it may be, you can combine your passions and can create a whole business around it. Let me give you an example. A guy got into farming. He got into chickens. His name is Purdue. He sells chicken. Okay? There's really not much you can do with chicken. But it was what he was passionate about. You don't see chicken companies going and selling bread because, well, they're not passionate about it. They're not into baking. But they will tell you every which way to slaughter a chicken and what pieces you can do with it and how you can cook it. And they can tell you in their sleep. And that's what I want you to do. So, yep, there you go. Cindy got it. Nailed it. Teaching and helping small business owners and making beautiful things. I love teaching you guys. I love seeing your aha moments. I love hearing you go, "So Nikki, I was thinking, you said this the other day, and then you took it 10 steps further." I love hearing about your day, good, bad, or ugly, because you know what? We all have them. Because your passion is going to be entirely different than my passion. Let me take this brief pause. If you like this video, make sure you share, subscribe on my YouTube channel, and make sure you go and like this no matter which platform you're on. Please go give this a heart and a thumbs up, a fun emoji, whatever it is. Please make sure you guys go do that. Make sure you share this out to the people who you want them to know what it is that I do and how I can help them too. So please make sure you do that for me. Now back to this. So you can do all the things that you want to do. All of them. All day long. But you don't have to have it all. Now we got talking about pricing. And one of the things I'm going to use my sublimation. Well, I'm going to use my embroidery and my laser side of things for just a second. And we had some aha moments. Again, because we kind of had like a fireside discussion, round table discussion last night with the ladies. And Karen's like, I don't know how to price things. And I said, not with your heart. She just looked at me. I go, we don't price with our heart. See, crafters price with their heart. Crafters will give their friends and their family a break. Businesses price with facts and figures. That's going to be the difference of whether you're a crafter or you're a business. See, a crafter will look at it and go, oh, it only cost me $10 to make, and I want to make a little bit on it, right? But I'll only charge them $15. Nothing big. I don't need to make a lot. It's okay. Or I'm only going to charge them for materials, right? That's a crafter. That's 100% a crafter. Whereas a business owner is going to look at it and say, this is how much the thing cost. This is how long I took to do it. This is what I had to go purchase. Maybe it was a design to go do it. I had to go get this for gas. And they're going to be able to tell you the absolute down to the penny what they did. And then they're going to price it accordingly because they know their value and their worth and their time. I'm not saying that crafters don't devalue their, they don't, it's a different kind of worth. They want to do it because they want to, because they find pride in it, where business owners want to find a pride in it, but they also want to make a living off of it. Like there's that extra on there because small businesses are extra, right? So in my embroidery, and I'll probably be upping my prices in my embroidery just because of the cost of doing business. If a machine file is 5,000 stitches, the old way of thinking was to go $1 per 1,000. I use the same math that I'm about to tell you for my laser. All right. So if you own a laser and you have embroidery, you can also kind of use this in sublimation as well. It's just a little bit trickier with sublimation because it doesn't take us long to do much. So with your laser and your embroidery machine, you can't do anything else while those things are running. You're stuck doing that project. And sometimes those projects can take, minutes, hours to do. So for your embroidery, if it's a 5,000 stitches, but it's going to take you 8 minutes to stitch that out, at $1 per 1,000, you're only making $5. Whereas if you go $1 a minute, you're going to make $8. Jeff and I did a live about this. If you haven't seen it, go back on my YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch that live on the pricing of embroidery. I use the same thing when it comes to my laser. I can change the variables slightly, but I make $60 an hour. So however long it takes me to run that job is how much I charge, and I charge accordingly. And that's above the price of the goods. So my overhead cost is $20. If I go to pay an employee, that's $20. And I want to pay myself, it's $20. That's where 60 came in. If I would like to give them a discount for whatever reason, I don't have an employee currently, so I can take out that $20 fee out of there, and now I'm only charging $40 an hour because I am not about to do this for free. I'm still paying myself, and I'm still paying for my overhead because the lights still have to go on, the machines still have to run, and I still want to get paid. So $1 a minute on my embroidery machine and on my laser machine is just easy math. Easy math. With sublimation, how long, and you can even do it with vinyl, how long did it take you to cut out that vinyl design and weed it? How long did it take? And then you have to figure out your square inch of your material. That holds true for my Roland, right? Everybody's going to say, well, I don't use that pricing structure, Nikki. Okay. I don't care what pricing structure you use. As long as you're making money and good money and worth your time money, then okay. You're not going to do it the same way I do. And what works for me is not going to work for you. And it may. You never know. Okay. So if I still use for my laser and my embroidery machine, and I can even do it with sublimation, my $60 an hour, this is how I do it for sublimation and vinyl. How long did it take to print out the design? Because remember, A small design prints faster than a garden flag, so it might take 4 minutes to print out the design. While the machine is going, you also have to prep the item. And how long does it take to press the item? So if you figure it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes to print it out, you also are going to add in 25 cents for your design, because you can redo that design over and over and over again, right? You buy a $5 file. We're going to add 25 or 50 cents in every time you print that design. Doesn't matter. Eventually it's going to pay itself off anyway, but that's how you add that little bit of cost in. So if it takes, you're at $3 for the print, right? Because it takes $3 to print it off, or 3 minutes to print it off. So you're at 50 cents, you're at $3.50, right? For that, we'll do the cents after, but minutes wise, we'll go with minutes wise first, because the cents will screw you over. So you have 3 minutes to print it off. It takes you 5 minutes, we'll say, to prep the item, get it all ready. It really doesn't, but that could be prep the item and press the item. So now you're at $8, right? That's base price. That's just to do the thing. That doesn't include what the cost of the item is. So now you got to roll that in. You want to probably charge, let's say a tumbler costs $7. You're charging $8 for your time to print it off. You're now up to $15. You're like, Nikki, that's too cheap. Right. When you purchase a tumbler, you buffer the cost of the tumbler. So if it costs you $7 to purchase, you can charge 15, or I'm sorry. Yeah, you can charge 15 for just the tumbler, the base tumbler. Then you add on the $8 for your time. And now you're up to what? $24? Now that's where the maths. So you add a buffer to your product as a blank. Plus you add your time for printing, you add your time for your material, or for you to prep it and press it. For vinyl, how long does it take to cut it out? What is the square inch of your material? You're going to want to figure that out. If it cost you $12 for however many yards, you want to figure out how much it is per square foot. And then you want to figure out what it is per square inch. So if a design is only an 8x8, you know exactly how much vinyl costs for you. And then how long it takes your Cricut or your Silhouette to cut it out. That's time. Then how long is it going to take you to weed it, and how long does it take you to press it? That's time. Because that means you're not working on another project while you're weeding this one, while you're pressing this one. FYI, we haven't figured out the whole cloning of human process, other than reprinting our own. But still, we can't be all the things, all the places. We are literally on one project at a time. Your time is most valuable. So however you figure out what your worth is, what your charge per hour is, you literally map it across your entire thing of everything you do. If a project's taking you 6 hours to do because you're quilting can take more, but giggles, then you're going to charge accordingly, because that's a lot of time and effort to put into something. You're like, Nikki, I'm not charging $250 for a quilt. Oh, yes, you are. Handmade quilts, even if they're made in your embroidery machine, take a lot of time. You've got to cut all of the material. You have to sew all of the material. You have to long arm all of the material. Add your border. There's a lot of time into this. Not to mention the shopping for the correct fabrics. You're undercharging and undervaluing yourself. So when you're looking at your passions, also look at your pricing and charge accordingly. But the first very question you need to ask yourself, are you a crafter and you charge with your heart, or are you a business and you charge with facts, figures, and dollars? It's completely up to you. Let me just see what everybody's doing in the comments section. Hello, hello, hello. Hello to Ohio. Hello to Texas. Hello, hello. Hello, Maryland and Oregon. Hello, hello, hello. Pennsylvania. Hello, how are you guys all doing? I hope you guys are having a fabulous Sunday. As you can see, I am passionate about teaching. I am not going to get this right all the time. And the way I teach you is just the way I think, the way I learn, the way I can offer the information. Here's how you're going to take me from this from this point on, especially if you're new to watching me and you're new here to Sassy Nation. You have 3 filing cabinets in your brain. One is filing cabinet A, all the stuff that you need now. So if I'm teaching something and you need that information right now, you're putting it in filing cabinet A because you're going to use it soon. Filing cabinet B of the information I give you is like, you know what? She speaks something to me. I just don't need it right now, but I'm going to put it there because I'm going to need it later. And then there's filing cabinet C. My grandmother called it the circular file because it was the garbage. And while I may give you some amazing golden nuggets of information, it just might not be for your business. And you're just going to throw it away. But you're not going to tell me you're going to throw it away because you don't need to tell me when you say, hey, Nikki, you suck. You're not going to say that to me. You're just going to just not need that information and move about your day. But I might have something tomorrow that you're going to need. We don't need all the information I'm going to spill out to you, that anybody spills out to you. You just choose a choice, filing cabinet A, B, or C, and where you store that information in your brain. One of the things that also came out of this was using the task manager of Trello. It's a free app. Marvin and I did a Zoom on it one time, and I think we're going to do it again. I think we're going to go in and we're going to talk about Trello and how you can have it on your phone, on your computer, how it can help you know all the projects you have for your business, how you can look at it on your phone while you're out and about in the grocery store, laundromat, at your kid's Little League game. It doesn't matter. You can go in and then be able to say, oh yeah, I'm working on this project because they're messaging you right away. There's a lot to come in this next week and weeks to come in the month of May when it comes to all the nuggets of information, because the month of June will be right around the corner. I'll only be here for the half of the month because I go on vacation from all of the life. I'm going on a cruise, and then I'm headed to the Applique getaway. And then Christmas in July. That's right. I can't even believe we're at the end of April. I feel like we just said Happy New Year. So Christmas in July is going to be here before we know it. And in a down economy like it is, we need to figure out how to use what's in our wheelhouse. I'll be showing you the trend reports. You get to pick what you want to sell in your shops, whether or not you want to do vendor shows this coming fall season. Some are doing them now. I will answer that burning question of why Nikki doesn't do vendor shows and so much more. Doesn't mean you can't. It just means I won't. And that's okay. What I mean by vendor shows, craft shows. So it's really just up to you guys how you figure out what your passion is, how you figure out your pricing. I'm here as a sounding board. If you want to be a friend with me on the Book of Faces, you need to go find me in here in the group. It's Nikki Adamkowitz, and in parentheses, it says The Sassy Subber. The logo picture, the icon picture that's in there, my profile picture, that's the word I'm looking for. Profile picture says The Sassy Subber. It's teal green. Friend request that page, not my personal page, my business profile. That's where you're going to see me lay down a lot of business stuff in my comments and my news feed, along with here in the groups and on YouTube. So follow me, friend me over there. You get all those little nuggets of information, plus here in the group. And we're going to do this together, one step at a time, and keep right on moving. I'm going to sit here and finish my coffee. I will not be live tonight because I will be traveling home. I won't be home until 11 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. And then I head back into the office tomorrow. Finish up some stuff that I had to put off from last week. And then I'll be caught up with lots of fun things. Tuesday, I drop the next box. If you don't know what my wholesale boxes are, let me explain. I am a wholesale vendor who sells things that are already made for you. You can go add them to your craft tables, your vendor shops, your boutique stores, whatever it is. It's called a filler shop. It's just to fill the little gaps when you're so focused on making all the things and you just don't have time to brain. Or you want to see if something's going to sell, so it's an already made product. And if you love it, you can say, hey, Nikki, I'd like more of these. Or this is something that I can make and I can go do it because these are selling really well. See, I go and buy all the bits and the pieces and the fandangles to make it so you don't have to have 20 of that item sitting in your shop. I do that for you. And then you can go and decide if your people like it without having to go buy all the things and it's already ready made. That's what those boxes are. This box will have 4 canvas prints in it, finished on the hangers with rivets. Absolutely love them. If you haven't seen them, go find them in our Facebook group. You're also going to get 6 sets of hair bows with post earrings. Plus, you're going to get 2 sets of 4. I always want to say that wrong. 2 sets of 4 of mug rugs, shaggy mug rugs that you can go sell. It's all an Americana theme because the 4th of July will be here before you know it. And, well, Americana sells pretty much all year round. But it really sells at 4th of July. They love to wear them in their hair, especially the little kiddos. So go and sell that. You never know what you're going to find that somebody's going to love. And you don't have to love everything, but you really do want to love it all. It's easier for you to sell at the end of the day. With that said, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Just sit, relax, drink my coffee, and see you all real soon. You know where, on the flip side.